Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We are here to talk about tariffs and how they will impact the bicycle industry. We know that will impact the entire country, but obviously because this is a YouTube related channel about the bicycle industry and it's going to affect my business directly, being a bicycle retailer, we will have to go ahead and navigate through this process as best we can. Right now, there's a lot of unknowns in terms of what's going to happen. Could some of these things be redacted? Could plans be put in place to go ahead and get a discounted rate? So there are no companies jumping to the price increase right away. They're still trying to figure out internally what they're going to be doing. There are conversations being had with these big manufacturers talking about what the plans are going to be. But again, right now, it's kind of not set in stone, even though they have a game plan for it. We have gotten some emails from a couple distributors and companies, some being like, I can mention like Abis, which is a lock company. They said that their product's going to be affected by the tariffs. I think Wahoo sent out some as well, saying that their price increases should be going up as well on some of their like kicker cores, computers, and stuff like that. It's going to impact everyone, and everyone wants to know how and why. I mean, this is all about the bicycle industry, but it's going to be on other stuff as well. You see it already in the auto industry and other aspects of your life. But what can we expect for the bicycle industry? Well, right now, the industry is certainly uncertain, and that is for sure because of the fact that we have a ton of inventory. There is already a ton of inventory here in the country that is not tariffed, that we can go ahead and sell for those prices. But no manufacturer out there can go ahead and eat these 25, 35, 45, 55% tariff markups and just be like, hey, we're not going to charge a consumer any more money for these. I know it sucks. I know people don't want to spend more money, especially how the economy is right now, how the stock market is. It's definitely putting a squeeze on the middle class and the lower class as well. And it's not fun at all. But in terms of price increases, I've heard some big name companies already talking about prices going up. And yeah, I think what the idea is behind here is that they're going to see where the demand's at for bicycles. It's kind of hard just talking about bicycles in times of a really tight economy. But in terms of bicycles, obviously they might go ahead and eat some of the costs, or back in the day, logistically wise, there were tariffs put in place as well, where they can go ahead, let's say that Vietnam has a 46% and Taiwan has a 32%. Well, if they have factories in a place that has lower tariffs over there, they can go ahead and ship that out to that other place, go ahead and get a less tariff on there. Like, for example, Specialized has factories in Taiwan, Cambodia, Indonesia. And so maybe the fact that they're getting lower tariffs on these areas compared to other areas, if it makes sense logistically wise to ship from one area to another to avoid the higher tariff costs, then they might go ahead and do that as well. But it's not just a bike as a whole. We all know that a whole entire bicycle takes a ton of components to go ahead and build up. So if they get their tires from one place, their components from another place, their frame from another place, that all has to be taken into the aspect of it as well. For the actual certainty and uncertainty of it, like I said, they're really considering what they're going to be doing in terms of the price increases. I think if you had to put a date on it, an expected price increase, it will probably be around May, because of the fact they're still waiting to see if there are negotiations made with these countries to go ahead and lower the tariffs. Let's say like our government proposes a tariff decrease or some kind of tariff, or they work out a deal where they can go ahead and lower the percentage of tariffs they pay by putting money into the economy, then maybe that will happen. So they don't want to jump to conclusion to put the max price that they can in terms of what the consumer will pay without figuring out those plans yet by the bicycle world. But in hindsight, I think a lot of people want to keep their price of the bike or price of the product at the same retail price. But basically you would just see, show you guys real quick. Yeah, it's not exciting, guys. It's not fun by any means. No one wants to pay more money for something that just cost less money a month or two ago, but this is the world we live in, and this is what we have to deal with, unfortunately, at the time of it. So let's say you want to go ahead and check out for your Trek Madone. You go ahead and check out at the price tag of this $13,000, and when you go ahead and check out, you might see an extra $1,500 surcharge in there for tariffs right underneath it. So it's not like they're getting the increased price. It's not like they're paying. It's not like the company's making that kind of money. It's literally a tax that they have to pay to the government. And that also goes to bicycle dealers and also manufacturers. In terms of their products being bought and sold as a retailer, when we buy big bicycles, when we buy bikes in big orders, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, $200,000, $300,000, we get terms on those. So we don't have to pay all that up front. So we'll get is 60, 90, or 120 days to pay those bicycles back. So if we're going to stock our floor, we don't have to pay everything up front, which is always nice. But those tariffs are due pretty much as soon as they get touched to the ports. So we don't know how that's going to affect, because that's a big chunk of change for manufacturers bringing in products, for retailers bringing in products. And we're all going to have to, I don't know if retailers are going to have to pay that up front, but I'm sure if the manufacturers are paying up front, they'll be like, well, why do we have to put all the weight on this as well? If you order product from us, you have to pay that up front as well too. So it's going to be another big amount of money, or a big chunk of money going into the pockets of the government for that. So yeah, there's a lot of uncertainties, like I said, but we're trying to go about this as much as we can. Like they said here, the good news could be that old excess inventory can move a lot faster. There is a ton of used bikes, new bikes, a ton of open stock inventory still in the market. Hopefully these companies and retailers aren't going to take advantage of the tariffs and just put a tax on top of those right away. But that will maybe drive in some sales to move product. If you were thinking about buying a bike and maybe wanted to push to go ahead and buy one, well, why not go ahead and buy the bike now instead of get hit with $1,000 tax on there? For sure, it would not be good. I don't think the S-Works customer is going to be affected by this. The high-end customers, the Trek SLRs, the top ones. Granted, the 1% customers, they don't like losing money either. They don't like when the stocks are down. They don't want to pay $15,000 for something that was $14,000 last month. But obviously, a couple of months will go by, and that will be the new norm if everything settles down. And I think those products still sell. The biggest effect is already going to be who's already being affected the most by it right now, which is the middle class and the lower class. If you're looking at a $5,000 bike and now there's a $1,000 tariff on top of that you have to pay to that store to make it a $6,000 bike, that limits your range. That takes away that $5,000 bike option, and now you're literally stuck in a weird location between a $4,000 and $5,000 bike. Maybe you're missing components you want. And yeah, it's a very weird situation going on. We don't know what the numbers are going to be, and we're not really excited for it. Luckily, we have inventory. Luckily, we have plans for it, but we will figure it out. But I definitely think that you're going to see companies across the board, unless they're American companies, put price increases on all products that are imported from those companies, such right here. So if you were saying, hey, are there price increases coming? 100%. I will say you're going to see price increases from every top-end manufacturer, no matter where it is, if you're living in the United States. How much it's going to be, we do not know yet. And will they be negotiable? Nope. That's what you're going to have to pay up front for those situations. So we're going to have to ride this out together, see what happens. And I'll keep you guys updated as soon as I hear anything more. I don't like to talk about the companies I heard the information from, but just know that I have a lot of dealer networks in my arsenal, other owners of stores who we talk to about it as well, to go ahead and just figure out how they're doing, figure out the news they're hearing from their dealers. And there are big name companies out there already working and putting plans in place to figure out what's going to happen. So if you have the means to do so, and you can buy a bike right now, and you were thinking about buying a bike right now, I guarantee you it'll be cheaper now than it will be in a month. Put it that way. But if you're worried about the future and you don't know if you have enough money for yourself, go ahead and save it. Save it, figure it out later on, give it a couple months. By all means, it's a bicycle. It's supposed to bring you happiness. It's not supposed to stress you out. Don't mortgage your house for a bicycle. I want you to make sure that you are perfectly able to go ahead and find a place to live. Do not kill yourself to buy that bicycle now if you cannot get it. But if you're worried about price points, now is the time to buy. Do not wait for another month. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I will keep you guys updated on bikes as soon as I get more information about them or any more tariffs. And once we get more solid cement information on the price increases, I'll let you guys know then. Bye-bye.